Hey guys, KateCate here, and today I'm back with some more 7 Days to Die. I'll tell you today, I have something super awesome for you. It's a new thing I'm trying out. It's called 7 Days to Die Fast Build. Enjoy! Welcome everybody, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die. But wait, why is everything going so fast? What are these words popping up? Well, I have a brand new idea that I'm testing. It's called 7 Days to Die Fast Build. As that little wordy thing just said, I had a great idea. I hope. Let me know if it's not. But you guys have been asking me to build so many different types of buildings and in so many different locations, and I want to do them all. So I thought, why not? And why not make it into a fun little super fast series of me building as fast as I can? Okay, so I actually wasn't building this fast. I did speed it up a little bit. But what I decided to do was go into creative mode and just build houses and survival camps and whatever you guys want me to do. So I was actually on my way out to the desert to build an idea that I've had for a long time now. And I came across this waterfall and I was like, dude, the water is so awesome. Like, who wouldn't want to live inside of a waterfall? Like, it was the best idea ever. But as I soon realized while doing this, digging and building, I realized my house was filling up with water. And I tried to edit out most of it, but I did try to dig, or not dig, but use buckets and pull the water out. It didn't work. It wasn't happening. So instead, I left the house full of water. And I mean, it posed for some issues, but I mean, overall, it ended up looking good. I know we're a little early on to be talking about that right now, so I'll just shut up and yeah, I mean, talk a little bit about the building. So basically what I did was I built just a standard structure up quite a ways up until I reached a fairly good level to be building at. It was a little bit higher up than I wanted to be, but I was too lazy to knock down one of the bricks, so whatever. And one thing you have to remember when building in water is that you can't place any ladders, and I also learned you can't place doors and you can't place railings. So as you can see, I did place a door down at the beginning, got washed away because of the water. So when I built my pillar going up, I did have to place an extra block to jump up to get out of the water, and then I could place my ladders to climb up. And I started off just making a little entryway. I tried building it outwards to keep the waterfall from going into the house. I thought maybe it'd work like Minecraft physics, but it doesn't. So it filled my house up with water. And, you know, digging holes like that in the ceiling doesn't help. So I took my little auger and I started digging bigger holes. Typically when I dig into something, I just kind of go super crazy cycle where you can see me over here and there. I spin really fast and I'm just clearing out a big area. I don't really care where I hit because I'll fill it in. And then after that, I start refining a little bit, you know, and trying, well, there you go. I'm testing the water there. But anyways, I dig and I, you know, pinpoint here and there where I need to hit so I can get everything cleared up. Just kind of like that there. And working more on the wall, accidentally placed ladders. I couldn't believe I did that. I was like, why are my blocks not placing? And that quick little glimpse of a black shadow you just saw was Bunny Rabbit. And I was like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Ah, there he is. I don't know how he got in my house, but he did. So he had to die. Kind of like that. I think I did that a little too quick, but anyways, dead rabbit in the house. He disappears. It's all good. I ate him, I think, because I got hungry. So while I was recording this, I also had some jars of honey that I was using. And honey is really good because it fills your hunger and your thirst a little bit. Not thirst as much as hunger. And it fills your stamina up. So typically when I do fast builds like this, I eat honey. Just kind of a random thing. I actually built another one in the snow biome. I built it into a mountain and it turned out really, really cool. And I was super excited about it because I wanted to do some recording, you know, surviving in it. And then I decided that I wanted to record myself building. And it's actually kind of a play off of a series I thought that I was going to start with Minecraft, where I had it titled, I was going to call it Minecraft Mini Booms, where I was going to build these really cool, elaborate Minecraft houses and then blow them up, because that's my thing. I love blowing stuff up. And I loved doing it in Minecraft, and so I was like, hey, why not? I mean, it's awesome. People love Minecraft. Why not blow stuff up? And the more I got into it, I realized a lot of people had explosion videos in Minecraft. It really wasn't that exciting. And I recorded one video of me actually doing it, and it just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. So I omitted that idea, and I decided that maybe it would work a little bit better in here. I don't plan on blowing up my structures, but I mean, if you guys like me blowing stuff up, I can blow it up. My actual thought with this is that after I build them, you guys can rate them on the survivability. Like, you know, how well would this actually work in a massive zombie horde? I don't know if I mean, it's totally up to you guys right now. I'm just throwing this idea out here. If you like it, I'll continue it. If you don't like it, I'll probably just end it here. But I just thought it would be a fun way for me to build the cool stuff you want me to build and actually, you know, do it. Because with 7 Days to Die, it takes so much time to actually do this stuff. I estimated to do something like this while having zombies on, while trying to survive, it would take probably about 7 to 10 actual playing hours. And, you know, that's including the fact that you'd have to do all the manual labor. You'd have to get all the supplies to do it. You'd have to continue to eat and drink and find bullets and stuff, you know, to survive. And while fighting off zombies and having to do repairs. And it's just so much easier to do buildings like this. And I know you guys think it's cheating when I do buildings like this, but I just think it's a cool way. I mean, you guys have these cool ideas. Why not, you know, show how to do it? And then if you guys want to try to do it, you can. And so, yeah, I gave you a little bit of a tour there. I don't know if you saw it. I'm sure you're not paying attention to me because you can't see me today. So this is actually a project that I started while I was still recovering from my missing of my teeth, which are still missing, but they're never coming back. But I didn't really feel like talking, so instead I was like, I'm just gonna record myself building, turn it into this quick little video, and see what happens. And I mean, I think it's fun. I like it. I mean, obviously you guys are the judges, so you let me know. And so when I was actually building this basement here, I realized that I was actually able to start seeing the water. As you can kind of see little glimpses here and there of it. And so I decided that I would try digging a really, really deep pit. And I would see if my house would, you know, leak all the water into that pit. And I would have a normal house again. It didn't work. So I cut that part out. I dug so deep I actually ended up getting stuck. And I somehow managed to squiggle and squirm my way out of that pit. But I didn't fill it back in or anything. I just kind of cut that out and ignored that it ever happened. So as you can see, lots of water there. I don't know why. I just ran upstairs to test to see if maybe the water had drained out of the upstairs, but it hadn't. So back to laying more foundation. I love building basements. Like, I don't know why. I just love building in general. I mean, when I was younger, I was a huge Sims fan. I still am a huge Sims fan. I cannot wait for the new game to come out, even though it doesn't look as good. Oh, I just ate some honey. It doesn't look as good, but I'm still excited for it because of the new building aspects. Anyways, back to my story. When I was younger, I used to build houses and buildings and parks and anything I could think of in The Sims, and I loved it. Like, I've just always loved building. I went through a stage when I was in school where I would build houses, like, on paper, you know, like I would do like architectural design basically on paper, and I loved it. And for a long time I thought maybe I wanted to be an architect, but then I decided no, it's not for me. I don't really know what my calling is, but right now I'm pretty content with my job. I mean, most people think, debt collecting. That's disgusting, but I love it. I mean, it's a fun job. Some people suck, but you get through it. You just kind of learn to ignore people's drama, and they're cursing at you, and can't tell you how many times a day I get called a bitch, but yeah, comes with the job. So I'm almost done with the basement here. I'm just finishing carving out the last little bit here. And the other build I did, I usually try, there's a little bit of a view of the basement for you, but typically when I build, I try to make it look more homey, but this one I really didn't care, honestly. I just wanted to build a structure. I just was in the mood for it, so I just put cement blocks down. And I'm pretty sure that that's not the reinforced concrete. I can't remember what those ones are called. I think they're just concrete blocks. But the other house I built in the snow biome is actually made out of reinforced concrete for the walls, and then this concrete for the floor. And as you know, the house that I built with Megan was actually very decked out and very house-like. And now typically also, when you're building structures like this, you do want to put supports in about every 4 to 5 blocks apart, because if something were to get on the roof, your roof could collapse. However, being that this house is actually under a riverbed, I decided it probably wouldn't make too much of a difference, because there's really not going to be a whole lot of weight being put on top of it. And I did kind of run around on top of it, and it didn't cave in, especially with it being concrete. So I don't know if that makes it really any stronger, but I like to pretend that it does. So there's a finished look of the basement there. It's not as big or as elaborate as I've done, but it turned out really good. I like it for just me by myself. Can't place doors underwater. As you can see, they just get wiped away. I was having a lot of trouble placing those beds too. Like, let me place the one down after I flung around everywhere, and then the other one I couldn't get down. So light it up a little bit just in case the zombies would get in there. Can't have any dark spots because then they'll run. And I used some nice redwood steps rather than concrete. Add a little bit of color. I'm gonna go upstairs and take a look. Yep, still floating around. You can see I bumped my head on the ceiling. And our fire pit there. It's pretty nice. I mean, considering that it started out as just a sandstone wall and now it's this house, I mean, it looks good. I was pretty happy with how it ended up. So now it's time to decorate. I like using the refrigerator. Even the top part is the only part you can use, but it does look nice. And they changed it also so that when you place these, they don't automatically spawn with stuff in them. So that's really nice too, because that was kind of annoying when I built that house that me and Megan and Selfcast Dad played in. We actually had, well, not we, I went through and I took everything out of all the drawers, the bags, the shelves, the cabinets. I had to empty everything out. Can't place railings underwater. And so that was a little bit of time consuming. And so also, as I have learned with building underground, you always want to have some kind of an emergency exit. So that's what I'm working on here. And while I was up there, you know, I had to fill in the few patches that I made. And I had this great idea too, that I was like, if I make a dam, will the waterfall quit waterfalling? So I built a dam. A nice, thick dam. And much to my dismay, it didn't do anything. The water kept falling. And so I continued filling stuff in as the sun rose. Filled some more holes, and there's the hole into our house. So now we build around the hole. And typically, if you want to build a structure and not have water in it, I don't really know if there is a way, but building about 2 layers deep with concrete and then drilling down the middle is the most likely way that you're not going to get water in there. But I haven't tested that theory yet. That's just my idea as to what you would have to do. I mean, I'm all about testing theories though, so if you guys have another build you want me to do, definitely let me know and I will do it. I have quite a few ideas. Well, I guess not really. I have probably about 2 or 3 different ideas that I want to do. But I mean, the digging underground was something I know somebody told me to do. They hadn't seen anybody do it before. And so I just thought, why not? I mean, I've dug underground quite a few times and it's difficult, but I mean, you get through it. So there we go. We have our little lookout tower now. You can also use it to ward off zombies. And ta-da! I got the water out of it and threw my buckets back into the river. I actually started, while I was trying to get the water out of the house, I started dumping the water onto the sand around the river because you can't dump water back into water. And so I was trying to do that. And I actually made another waterfall, which you can kind of see at the end of the video as it was trickling down the side of the mountain. And see, there it is off to the right. And I accidentally placed water on top of my ladder, so sucked up all the water. It just made this really weird, like jello-y, blocky entrance. But my thought was, I don't know if zombies could even get up that. Like, when they hit water, they just kind of float. So I don't know if they'd be able to get inside or not. But here's a nice little view of our completed house here. That area I was able to get all the water out of. But as you can see, I'm pointing at my screen here, there are spots around stuff where the water shows up, but the whole building is filled with water. The water mechanics in this game are just kind of glitchy still. And you know, it's still an alpha, so they're still working on that. And we go up our emergency escape hatch, which every underground house has to have at least one at least one emergency escape hatch. So, as you can see, I have a lovely rocket launcher here. So my idea is that in the future, I can, if you guys want, test out the buildings after you've, said whether you thought they would survive well or not. But this one, because it was so glitchy with all the water, I decided to just go ahead and blow it up. And made this little exit here for you. It took me 1 hour and 12 minutes to build this. I tried keeping count of the concrete blocks that I used, but even going through the video, I couldn't remember. I used 11 cans of gasoline, 12 of them if you count the can that was already in the auger when I got it. I broke 972 sandstone blocks, not including the ones I placed back down. That was 15 full stacks. 18 jars of honey that I drank while building this. You can see my hunger and thirst are pretty well full. I dumped 12 buckets of water and still had 1 empty bucket in my tool belt when I decided to stop trying to empty the water out. I killed 1 rabbit. That's the only one that came into the house. There was tons of them running around though. Oh, there goes the kitchen. Gosh, rocket launchers are so much fun. So here I am, playing a little bit with the, what I was talking about, loving to explode things. Just having fun with it, okay? Blowing up the bedroom, bam! There's just something so satisfying of spending 1 hour building something and then blowing it up with a rocket launcher. I'm kind of out of breath here. I've been talking for about 18 and a half minutes now. Oh, I need a new rocket launcher. Mine broke. Blew up the plant. Ooh, that one hit me a little bit. And then, of course, after all the house is gone, there's only one thing left to do. And I bet you know what that is. Blow up some more stuff. I love the look of the fire in this game. Of course, blow myself up. Took me 2 minutes approximately to destroy this. I was blowing up some of the surrounding with my rocket launcher, and I used a total of 40 rockets, and that is also with destroying my surroundings. So there you go. Tell me what you thought. Well, that's the end of that video. If you liked it, go ahead and give me a like. Got something to say? Leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. It's good for you. And so I asked lots of questions in this video. If you have some answers for them, post them down below. I really want to know what you guys think about this. I mean, I think it's an awesome idea, but if it's too fast for you to watch, or if you have any kind of feedback at all, just let me know. What else do you want to see me build? Let me know. Where should I build? Let me know. How fast should I build? Let me know. I think you get the gist. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye!